Well, here we are again. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. We are in the book of Acts in chapter 18. We are setting the precedent for us today as Christians by following the way Paul set for us a couple thousand years ago. How Paul did what he was told to do and how God blessed him for what he did. Now, he was sent out. Paul was sent out across the nation in that day to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. Nobody said it was going to be easy, and nobody said it was not going to be without reproach from those people who were against God and against Christ. Listen to verse 12. We've got down to verse 12. Remember now that the Lord himself had just spoke to Paul in chapter 9 and 10. Listen to what it said in 9 and 10. Then spake the Lord to Paul in a night by a vision. Be not afraid, but speak and hold not your peace, for I am with thee. Man, I love it. God can say to me, I am with thee. Get out and go to work. I am with thee. Listen, I can't put these things on this YouTube unless God wakes me up and gives me the inhibition and ambition and enlightenment to do so. I can't just take this Bible and dissect it without the Holy Spirit showing me what it says. A lot of people could read this if you're not saved. It doesn't mean anything. It's a bunch of words and gobbledygook, and it doesn't mean a thing. But once you get saved, the Holy Spirit that wrote this book can tell you how to dissect it and put it out. It said when Galileo was departed from Achaia, the Jews made insurrection with one accord against Paul and brought him to the judgment seat, saying, This fellow persuadeth men to worship God contrary to the law. Would you be willing to go to jail for Jesus? Look at what's going to happen later on here in Paul's life. If he did not go to this prison, he would not have won these people that he won to the Lord. So all this prison trip was another entity of God to give him the ability to win a bunch of people to the Lord. He wouldn't have been in the place to win. Wow. Have you had a need so bad before that you were in a different place than you would normally be, and in that place with the opportunity to win somebody to the Lord? I've been there many times. Worship God contrary to the law. This is what he said, saying, Fellows and men, I'm persuaded that you are worshiping God contrary to the law. And when Paul was now about to open his mouth, Galileo said unto the Jews, If it were a matter of wrong or wicked lowliness, O ye Jews, reason would that I should bear with you. But if it be a question of words and names and of your law, look ye to it, for I will be no judge of such matters. And he drave them from the judgment seat. Here's a man, there's a heathen man. Here's a man, or here's a man that doesn't have anything to do with the Jewish law or anything. And by the way, Jesus killed the law. He done away with the law a long time ago, 90 or 100 years ago. He did away with the law by this time. It's over 100 years. And here they are, still trying to follow the law from the synagogue. And Paul's trying to say different. Now this other man is a heathen man. He says, don't bring your spiritual troubles into my physical court. Then all the Greeks took Sosthenes, the chief ruler of the synagogue, and beat him before the judgment seat, and Galileo cared for none of these things. Now, Galileo, he wanted to be on the sideline. He didn't care about all of these things, what was happening with them. This was a matter between themselves. It was not a legal matter. Now, let's go to Corinth and to Caesarea and to Ephesus, where he preaches, and where he leaves Aquila and Priscilla. Now, you see what happened? He met Aquila and Priscilla over here. He worked in their tent making business with them for a while. Now they want to travel with him. So they're traveling with him. So he gets over here now in Caesarea, and he's going to leave this devout couple who are going to be there in their work making tents there, and they will support themselves, and they will start the gospel there, and they will preach there. Now, and Paul, after he tarried there yet a good while, and then took his leave of the brethren, and sailed thence unto Syria, and with Priscilla and Aquila, having shorn his head in Caesarea, for he had a vow. And he came to Ephesus and left them there, but he himself entered into the synagogue and reasoned with the Jews. When they desired him to tarry longer with them, he consented not, but bade them farewell, saying, I must all means keep this feast that cometh in Jerusalem. But I will return again unto you, God will. And he sailed from Ephesus. And when he had landed in Caesarea and gone up and saluted the church, he went down to Antioch. Now he had a trek that he was following, but he leaves a couple of good people behind to take his place and to keep things going there. But he had shaved his head because he was headed toward a place of worship, worshiping where they had to meet and worship God, and on his missionary journey. And look at verse 23 in the same chapter, in chapter 18, and verse 23. And after he had spent some time there, he departed and went over all the country of Galatia and Perga and other gatherings, all the disciples, and strengthening all the disciples. He strengthened them with power. He went by and just said, hey, how's it going? And he talked with different ones. He talked with each one of them as he went by. And the names of these people I can't say. But I have a list here of 17 different people that he visited. and I'm not good enough to say their names. You say, Brother Peter, you've been through seminary. Yes, I have. And I was allowed great credence because I only had an 8th grade education. And there are many things that I can't do, like spell. There are many things that I can't. By the way, Titus Baptist Seminary, you look it up on your computer, Titus Baptist Seminary, and that's www.titusbaptistseminary.org, and you look it up. Brother Dennis L. Farr is the president, and the telephone number, I'm going to give it to you, is 706-416-2121. It matters not about your education level. It matters not if you're only 3rd grade. If you would like to go to that school and get a degree from it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm a man that can't spell. I can't write good. I have a hard problem reading. I've had to learn how to read better. But it's a very, very easy course because it's all Bible, all spiritual. You don't have any English, no math, no other subjects other than Bible. And it says right here, that is a free Bible education. You'll have to buy your books. But other than that, it's a free Bible education. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.